Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 619. Happy Juneteenth. First time I've ever said that. So I'm really thrilled. Today's a beautiful day. So anyway, I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, Durham's online community paper. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham. Then I invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side, then join me on camera. So if you're watching from Twitter or YouTube, know that if you'd like to join the show, go to the Durham 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Facebook page and click on that link. Okay, so let's start out. I'm just going to read just a few items from the current issue of the Durham 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. The cover story is a collection of spring and summer 𝗕𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 handy hints, which people love. Send me your favorite handy hint. It has to be 𝗕𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, an 𝗕𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 handy hint. And then send it to me with your name, and I'll be happy to add it to the list. So let's see. I was going to read one having to do with shower heads. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There it is. So some people are considering getting new shower heads. You know, sometimes you're trying to take a shower and you look up, you notice some of the holes are clogged and the shower is unsatisfactory. So what happens is hard water deposits can clog up those tiny little holes. So what you can do is if you're able to unscrew the shower head and dunk it in or soak it in vinegar for a while, you can do that. If that does not work, if you're afraid of unscrewing it or it's just too tough, you can't do it, then tie a bag, like a Ziploc bag of vinegar, big enough to encase the shower head, and see if you can wrap string around it and tie it to the shower head and let it soak for about, for about an hour. And then when you take it down, then you can maybe use a toothpick to finish clearing the clogs. And then you'll have beautiful, lovely shower-like showers, rain shower-like showers. There you go. So send me your favorite 𝗕𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗟 handy hint. I'd be happy to add it to the list. All righty, let's go to the word page. That's the nonprofit and government information page. Let's see. I'm going to point this out. I hope it's not too late to sign up for this class, but I've been really promoting the American Red Cross classes and trying to tie it in to the fact that Durham Parks and Recreation has a shortage of lifeguards. So here's the thing. So American Red Cross, along with their first aid classes and all those other wonderful classes, they're going to have a lifeguarding class. This is going to be a 3-day class, Monday through Wednesday. It's all day and intense, 8:30 until 5. This is a classroom class, an in-person, not online class. It's $250. That's a lot of money, I know. But if you're aware that people are looking for lifeguards, you know you'll be making the money back when you get hired. So check that out, and I do hope it's not too late to sign up. Let me know if you get in. And then there's other classes. There's so many. Just go to the word page and you can check it out. I'm also going to point out, with it being Saturday, I won't go through the list, but the city and county have these great programs. I will point out that the eviction moratorium, as you probably already know, will be over June 30th, which is on a Wednesday. So just know that the city and county together are running the Durham Emergency Rental Assistance Program. This is where you can get help for up to a year, 15 months if you're in big trouble. They can pay your rent in arrears and going forward. Also your utilities, electricity, gas, etc. So check that out and sign up as soon as possible. All righty, let's see what else is on the word page. I'm just going to mention that the Durham County libraries are open today, except for the main. They haven't had the grand opening for the main yet, but all the other libraries are open today from 10 until 2. They will allow us to wander around, look at the books, and check out books, CDs, DVDs for 1 hour only, because they're playing it safe, and I don't blame them. So just check it out and go to the East, North, South, Southwest, Stanford or Warren or Bragtown Branch Library, and just let me know how much fun it was, because I know I cannot wait. I keep talking about it. I'm so busy, I don't get to go, but I'm going to try to tiptoe into Stanford Warren today, at least for a minute, and see what's going on. All righty, let's see. Let's go to the health page, to your health. And of course, I have your COVID-19 test and vaccine updates. Let's see. There's no pop-up clinics that I can see as of today. No pop-up clinics, but do know that on weekdays, you can go to the Durham County Department of Public Health downtown between 9 and 4, 9 to 6 on Tuesdays, and just roll in and get your vaccine. It's that easy. Also, the Lincoln Community Health Center on Fayetteville Street, same thing. You can just stroll in between 9 and 11 on weekdays, and then also 1 to 4 on weekdays. All righty. Let's see where OptumServe is today. They have free COVID tests. And with today being Saturday, the Durham County Department of Public Health from noon until 7. I just realized it's a holiday. Well, if you're out and about, you might want to roll by anyway and just see if they're doing that. If they are, it will be between noon and 7. And then El Centro Hispano from noon until 6. And they both have drive-through available. All righty. I think there's a blood drive today. They really need blood because people have not been donating because of COVID. So the Blood Connection is having a blood drive tomorrow between 1 and 6 at High Wire Brewing, and that's 800 Taylor Street. If that address is unfamiliar, that's Golden Belt on the, I don't want to say back end, but on the other end of the entrance there, or the side entrance, let's call it that. And then you go around. It's the newish part of Golden Belt. So that's High Wire Brewing. All right, let's see. Let us now go to the Let's Go page, the last page that we will be visiting. Let me scroll up to 19. Let's see. Let me scroll. There's so much on here. There it is. So the Durham Farmers Market, they're in Durham Central Park as we speak until noon. Also, the Durham Craft Market across the street from the Farmers Market, also until noon in Durham Central Park. The South Durham Farmers Market in the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center south on Highway 55. They're there until noon. Also, the Durham Art Market, they're across the street, and then across the street again from the Farmers Market. What's that word? Kitty Corner. They're Kitty Corner from the Farmers Market until 1. And let's see, Fisher Memorial, and I want to throw a shout out to Mabel, who just called me. She's wondering about the Juneteenth celebration. She's a vendor. And so I just wanted her to know, and those of you watching, of course, that the Fisher Memorial Church on Fayetteville Street, across from Hayti, and Alchemy Blake Creations, they're co-hosting the Juneteenth Black Business Market. And that's going to be today from 10 until 4. So they just started. Their official address is 420 East Piedmont Avenue, but it's across from, the Hayti Heritage Center. Sort of more like Kitty Corner, a long Kitty Corner. Okay. Also, let's see. You can take a guided tour or a self-guided tour at Stagville, and it's called Juneteenth at Stagville. Historic Stagville. I thought it was the biggest, but I think it's one of the biggest plantations in North Carolina. So it's really fascinating. I know a lot of Black people don't like to go there because whenever I ask a Black person if they've ever been, they're like, I don't care anything about slavery. And I'm like, it's not really about slavery. When you see the buildings that were built with what they call African ingenuity, you would marvel, especially the Great Barn. I love that Great Barn. It is built without nails or screws. If you can't figure that out, go look at it. It's amazing. It has withstood all of the tornadoes and hurricanes and all. It might be the last thing standing after America comes to an end 1 million years from now or 2 zillion years from now. It might be the last thing standing. But boy, is it fascinating. It is incredible. And some actual people from West Africa visited Stagville, and they looked up and they said, oh, this is how we build ships. That's what they actually did. They built a ship on land. That's what the Great Barn is. It's actually, if you want to call it a ship, I don't want to go on and on. But anyway, so the tours just started. They're at the top of the hour. But again, if you get there between like the top of the hour and the next hour, you can just go on your own and walk around and explore. It's really interesting until 4 o'clock. Also, the Emancipation Tour, which I think is a structured tour, and that's between 11 and 12:15 today, also at historic Stagville. And this is a tour where they will explain how the Black families celebrated. Also, they had to defend themselves, and also how they organized and made plans for their future after emancipation, and also how the white plantation owners had to figure out how to stay in business and how to keep business going. So tickets are $2 for adults and $1 for young people and seniors. All right, Slicey 25, they're going to have a Saturday garden work day. And this is where people who love to work in gardens, especially community gardens like this one, will just donate their services and just, dig holes and plant plants and just move things around and just make it beautiful. So they're going to start at 11 o'clock and they'll go until 3. So if you have any tools, bring them, work gloves, etc. Otherwise, they'll try to provide, whatever tools they have. They will also provide the snacks and beverages, and I will be providing some music later on this afternoon. Oh, I didn't explain. So it's between 11 and 3. They are behind Healing with Care. It's in their yard. So Healing with Care, they're at 214 Broadway Street. And I do hope that their activities and services, I hope they restart soon. All righty. Now, the gigantic Juneteenth celebration that we all know about downtown, hosted by Spectacular Magazine. This is going to be their 16th annual North Carolina Juneteenth celebration. It's pretty huge. It's on Main Street. So this is between Roxborough and Dillard. So as you can imagine, that's several blocks of fun. We're talking about education. We're talking about live music, different performances, food, merchandise vendors, a health fair. They're going to have a kids zone, exhibitors, fashion show, and much, much more. It's all free. And again, it's from 1 until 10. Tell me that isn't gigantic. All right. So that's pretty much it for today. Guy R. Cook is here, and you can also click on the link because the platform that I use, which is StreamYard, allows 10 people on screen at once. So don't be discouraged if you see my friend Guy show up, because you can show up as well. Just click on that link. Let me give you the weather real quick. It's 81 and sunny, and it feels really nice and cool right now. But believe it or not, it's going up to 98 degrees today. I think this is going to be the hottest day on record so far this year. And then tomorrow, amazingly, it's only going up to 81. And then it's going to, let's see, what is that? A 60% chance of rain. Let me look ahead real quick to next week, and then I'll bring on Guy. I'm just curious. So next week, let's see. So Monday, okay, 91, Tuesday, 82. Weird. Wednesday, 79. Oh, this is bizarre. Thursday, 82, Friday, 84. It's going to be a real up and down week next week. But anyway, let's see what's going on with Guy R. Cook from the Guy R. Cook Report in Washington State. Let's bring him on. Guy, what's new?
Oh, I was worried. You must have muted my mic. When you were doing the little slideshow, it said unmute your mic. I went, gosh, I didn't mute it. And then I've decided I'm not the quarterback in this huddle.
So when it said slideshow, that probably meant the little musical intro, because I muted it, because I muted as well during that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's just to keep the show honest, pretty much. So what's happening in Washington State?
Wait a minute. I'm going to take a session. She's going to keep the show honest by muting my mic. I could go. There's probably a straight line in that joke. Anyway.
I'm sure you'll think of it as soon as the show's over.
This morning, I put the link in the private chat. This morning, Guy Cook was involved with the Digital Garage. And if you're not familiar with the Digital
Garage. Oh, you told me about that. I haven't checked it out yet. Let me write it down again. Okay. The Google Digital Garage, right?
Yeah. There's 152 courses there that don't cost anything. You could some of the courses, if you want to get certified, there's pay certification and there's free certification.
Ooh.
Yours truly, I'm doing one that's 40 hours long, 26 modules. articles about fundamentals of digital marketing. I decided it was time to have a shingle hanging on the wall that says, I really know about digital marketing. And so it's pretty fundamental. It's not overloaded with technology and stuff like that.
Good.
They explain what a web server is. It's just a computer, right? And so it's really simplified, easy to understand. I haven't taken a lot of classes there, so I can't say that about everything, but I'm sure it's in keeping
I'm going
with
to check it out.
mindset, user expectations. They don't want to give you a ton of technology and all that stuff.
Yeah, they don't want to scare you away.
If you're talking to nuclear physicists, then you can get technical. But if you're just talking, they use the word everyman. If you're just teaching everyman, then you're going to have it be in English and be understandable.
Okay, let me check that. Google Digital Garage. I got it written down right there. Okay. So what's on the docket for you this weekend?
Well, getting more ready to go fishing. The trash talk has really gotten really out of hand. Really bad.
Oh, really?
I even put a video up yesterday on YouTube about should I take a crying towel for my wife if she loses the Derby? And I made sure she saw it, so she,
Okay,
now,
so what kind of fish
like a game of tennis, the ball's on her side of the net.
I gotcha. So I know when it comes to fishing, there's different fish available during certain months. So what fish are available in Washington State now in your area?
Gosh, freshwater fishing, because we don't live on the coast anymore. You could go trout, walleye, both varieties of bass, both smallmouth and largemouth bass. All the fish you want, perch, the white perch that you can catch. Or some people call them yellow perch, but when you flay them out, they look white to me, so I don't know where the yellow came from. And I found out from my cousin, you can only catch 25. There's a limit now. Used to be perch, you just caught as many as you want to catch, and they didn't care, because they're a predator fish, and they were trying to thin them out. But now
you probably don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to be greedy and catch all the fish.
Well, Tim, my cousin said that he had 187, and that's the day he found out the limit was 25. So I don't know what the rest perch must have cost him, or who found out he had 187. Let's hope it wasn't the game warden. Anyway,
I just noticed that you provided a link.
Figure out my irrigation, and because it's in the 90s here. It's real hot, arid.
Oh, excellent.
Of the Washington State. You're doing the weather, and I said, yeah, that's going to be in the 90s here too. We're supposed to hit triple digits on Monday. I'm not sure. As you know, it's in the news. The West Coast is getting slammed, especially the Southwest. They're getting record high temperatures.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's just like I was talking to, what was it? Some support person. Oh, True Hearing for my hearing aids, and she was in Phoenix, Arizona. It was going to be 115. I can't even imagine 115.
The hottest I have experienced is 106 in Talladega, Alabama. Every night, I spent a summer there working, one summer.
Yeah.
And let's see, every night, for some reason, it would go up to 106. And we would have what they call a dry. No, during the day, that was the hottest. Yeah, that it would get during the day. But every night, though, they would have what they called around 6. It was always around 6, a dry thunderstorm. I'm from Chicago. I never heard of such a thing. And Durham, I'm in Durham now. I mean, Talladega is kind of in like a bowl. You can look and see mountains in the distance.
Right.
And so the thunder is scary. It reverberates like crazy.
So when they call it a dry thunderstorm, because I've never experienced that, that means
no
there's
water,
no rain, no rain.
It's crazy lightning. It's crazy lightning and thunder. It is so scary.
Yeah.
No water.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I've always had a rainstorm with the thunder and lightning. They worry about those here. Eastern Washington, they grow a lot of wheat. And the wheat this time of year is starting to turn and it gets real dry. So if there's a lightning strike in the middle of a wheat field, not good.
Not good.
Not good. Just imagine a big stack of straw catching fire and it just goes with the wind. Don't try to outrun it.
Wow. I want to thank you for the link for the Google Digital Garage. I'm going to post it right there. There you go. Thank you.
Digital Garage, they've got, like I said, 152 courses. I'm going to guess between digital marketing, career development, data and technology, there's going to be something that'll put wind in your sails. They're going to be
career development. We got to tell the young people about that.
Well, everybody I know is young people.
Jobs too. Everybody needs jobs. I'm not talking
Pat,
about.
You're young people to me. It's just, I mean, when I graduated, you were in 8th grade. So.
Okay. But still. Yeah, everybody's looking for work. I mean, not everybody. What I mean is all age groups.
And speaking of people looking for work, there's people that are also not looking for work. They've gotten so enamored with working from home, spending time petting the dog, have your slippers on with the cat on your lap, and you're still putting out the reports and stuff that you're paid to do. And now they say, oh, you got to come back to the office. Well, I'm not real crazy about the office environment. We got the COVID thing going on and oh, speaking of COVID, did you see the thing on the news last night? There's a new variant.
There's a couple of new variants, but there's a big new. Isn't it called Delta or something?
Yeah, it's real contagious, like uber contagious compared to what it was before. And if
I didn't really wear my mask yesterday.
I went to there's a big chain store here. It's called Fred Meyer. And they had a sign right on the door. If you've got both vaccines, you don't have to wear a mask in the store. So I took mine off and put it in my pocket. And this gentleman I was talking to in line while waiting for the checkout, that was another experience. Ever been to a checkout stand where the guy stops you before you put your groceries on the conveyor and says, I don't have any cash. I can only take a card. And I said, what is it? You got to work here 6 months before they let you have cash? No, we lost the key. Now,
no, that's never happened. Put
that hat on your head, Pat. You're the manager, Fred Myers, and somebody comes up to you and says, we locked the key in the register. We don't have the key anymore. Are you going to fire that person for being an idiot?
Well, so many people lock their keys in their cars. So I can't really bemoan someone who makes one albeit stupid mistake. It happens. Right. He's human. Yeah, I wouldn't fire anybody.
I'm guilty of leaving the lights on.
Okay.
I taught computer classes at the junior college over in Bremerton when we lived on the coast. And for some reason, I'd pull in the parking lot and I'd get all my courseware and stuff rounded up to put in my folder, look like a professor. And I'd get out of my pickup, close the door, and leave the lights on. More than, oh gosh.
But you know what?
If they paid me on how many times I left the lights on, I wouldn't have got a very big check.
I did that first day of work. I had a job at Walmart. Walmart, and I had to get there. I think what was it, like 6 a.m, something like that. So
people aren't conscious, yeah.
So driving to Walmart, I was pretty much in the dark, had my lights on. But once I arrived, the sun was up, so it didn't occur to me to turn on my lights. I wasn't thinking.
Right.
But after that first day,
after
having
an 8-hour shift with the lights on, their batteries pretty much run down by that time.
Yeah, so I had to get a jump, but it was fine. So that I was very mindful after that to turn off the lights.
Yeah. The other day, I went to the grocery store and there was a Chevy pickup there with the dog in the cab, and the guy that owned the truck, or the lady, never did see him, forgot the dog was in the car somehow. I mean, they had the windows down. They weren't overheated.
Oh, okay.
It was early in the morning, but they'd set the alarm off on the car. So the dog is
Oh,
he's howling because the horn's honking and the lights are blinking.
oh, poor
And he
little
goes,
thing.
I'm busted. People are going to know I did this. I'm the only one on the scene of the crime. And our car, it's got the same setup. If you lock the doors, it automatically engages the alarm.
Wow.
So if I've got Chewy and Lex and Joy, all three of them in the car, we don't lock the doors. Because if you lock the doors, it'll set the alarm. And sure enough, you'll be in the store, and then the speaker will come on. Well, the owner of the, you know, one of those, and you look around like, I wonder who that is. You know, it can't be me.
What idiot? What fool? Oh,
right.
Have you now? I have never owned a car that was new enough for me to even have a remote. So, in fact, the current car that I'm driving is a 97, I think. But anyway, here's the thing. My sister and I rented a car years ago. We went to Georgia and we arrived at a restaurant. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. And so, you know, we get out, you know, we're driving in this really cool Dodge car, you know, and then we push the button to engage the security, and the car next to us, their button pops up. We're like, what?
You mean their hood opens?
No, the door their lock popped up, and the door next to us.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I unlocked it, and then it locked.
Was it also a Dodge?
It was weird.
Was it the
I don't
same
know.
make?
It must have been a Dodge.
Okay.
So we wanted to lock our car because we had stuff in it. So
that's my car key. That gadget is what they call a key fob. I had to Rube Goldberg fix it on a keychain. Yeah. Anyway,
so that was the weirdest thing. Has it ever happened to you though? Because
no,
I'm not used to using remotes. That was scary. Imagine if I were a bad person, I could have stolen whatever was in their car.
Yeah.
So
or
I think
you
I will
could have
always
left them a note, just tape it on the steering wheel. Did you know that if another Dodge parks next to you and unlocks the door, yours does too?
Ooh, I hope I didn't give any criminals. I hope no criminals watch this show.
I've heard that people will do that. Our son got us a really, really, really nice car. You know, like
something just fell off the wall.
Wasn't the troll doll?
No, it was, my hook. I have a hook on the wall that I have a picture thing attached to. I'll fix it later. But anyway, go ahead.
So the son got us this really fancy car. And every once in a while, we'll have to get the owner's manual out. How do I do this? Because this thing is so, I call it the Batmobile. It's so modern. Wow. It's a X3 BMW. That's why I have this little key fob. You don't have to use a key to start. You just push a button. But if you push the button, and you don't have this doodad with you,
alarm goes off.
Won't start. Well, yeah, the alarm would go off when you open the door. Like it won't unlock. It won't unlock the door. It'll just keep. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. To me, a fancy car has air conditioning. I don't even have air conditioning.
Oh gosh. And it's going to be 90 what today?
I just roll down those windows.
Yeah. Oh, you got 50-mile-an-hour air conditioning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Natural air conditioning and no sunroof. So it's just like it can get kind of hot.
I put a sunroof in a pickup I owned once. And the whole thing started because I'd seen somebody going through town, and I said, "Where'd you get that?" He said, "Oh, go to Bi-Mart. They got them on sale." So I went and bought the sunroof, and the whole thing was like $90 or something, really, really inexpensive. But you have to cut a hole in the metal, and I'm going, "Well, how do you cut that hole?" And he says, "Well, do you have a jigsaw with a metal cutting blade?" No.
I wouldn't let anybody do that.
I'll get one. So I had this big reciprocating saw. It's like a big 1/2-inch drill, but
no way, God, you did not know.
No, I got a metal blade for that saw, and I cut the hole, and only part that was weird was doing the corners, because they have to be rounded for that window to fit in instead of square.
You cut a hole in your car.
I cut the hole in the roof, took the whole panel out, put the window in, bazinga, it worked. It was
no leaks.
No leaks. They give you a special sealant stuff that comes with it when you buy the window. They give you the sealant to put on, and I put that sealant on, and then I put some silicone of my own on the inside just to double make sure it wasn't going to leak. Walla Walla, it's not that wet. I would have to worry about it. Seattle, where it rains all the time, you'd probably have to have it professionally done.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those moments of do it yourself.
Yeah.
And speaking of do it yourself, okay.
Yes.
Mom always told us that you're just borrowing the planet. You don't own it. So recycle. Okay. So when we lived on the coast, I had a can crusher. One of those things you put the aluminum can in, pull the handle down. And when we moved, we got here to Kennewick. There's no place to mount the stinking can crusher. I haven't seen
one of those in years.
I had to take the cans to the recycle, and they only gave me $4 because the bag was full. But when they're not crushed, they don't.
Excuse me, you can get money for cans?
Yeah, aluminum cans recycle here for 35 cents a pound.
Really?
But it takes a lot of empty cans to make a pound, right? Those little aluminum cans
that's true. Yeah.
So anyway, a guy that mows the grass, the helper, Steve, he says, "Oh, you can get those clamps that'll go on that metal post and just mount it there." And so in my Facebook story, I've got pictures of the can crusher mounted on the round metal post.
I'll check it. Yeah,
and
I'll check it.
It's sort of like, you know, when you clamp a muffler onto the tailpipe, there's that U-bolt that goes over the top, and then the flat piece that bolts on. Well, there's mechanics that know what I'm talking about, Pat.
Oh yeah,
I can tell by the look on your face. No, I haven't done that much of that.
Never been under there.
Well, you haven't gotten out. And just think,
I figured they use zip ties. I don't know.
No, it's not zip ties. Zip ties would melt on the tailpipe. I was going to use zip ties for mounting the can crusher though. And that's when the yard guy saved me, and he said, "No, go to Home Depot and get those clamps." Well, I got the clamps, but then the clamps are horizontal, and I need a vertical like this to mount the can crusher. So what I did,
being clever.
Well, it's the genetics I got. My grandfather on my mom's side was the first blacksmith in Granby, Washington, and my dad's side, Grandpa Cook, was handy. So I took a block of wood. Oh, I got to tell you that story. So,
and you got to send me an El Cheapo handy hint since you said that.
So I went to Home Depot and I got the brackets, and I said, "Well, can I get a block of wood? Where's your scrap wood pile?" Then go back there, and it's all great big long 8-foot pieces.
Oh, man.
No, I don't need that much. I just need like a little short piece. And I saw this grocery cart. They had a whole bunch of, when they bundle up lumber, they have a strap that goes across, and they have this board with that they tie it down with. Well, they had a whole bunch of those notched boards for throwaway in this cart. And I guess the guy hadn't gotten to the task of throwing them away. Okay. So I picked one up, and this black kid, this makes the story, says, "Oh, I'll walk up there with you and tell him this is free." Right?
Ooh, free.
So he follows me up to the checkout stand, and I'm going to pay for the clamps and stuff. And he says, "Oh yeah, that black wood's free." And I turned to the cashier and said, "Yeah, this is my Father's Day present." And the kid just lost it.
I was wondering why you're pointing out he was black. Yeah. That is so cute.
That's why I even mentioned it. Yeah.
That is
Danielle,
so cute.
I can't remember his name. Starts with a D. Dwayne. No, it wasn't
cute.
Dwayne. But anyway, he thought that was pretty hilarious.
That's cool.
I just came up with that bang. But it works great. I've got to get you. Go look at my Facebook story. I don't think I can get the picture, but it's in the Facebook story. You can see the can crusher. I got a big shout out for Steve. Thanks to Steve, the yard man, for telling me and so forth.
Cool.
Works
okay,
great.
I will definitely check it.
One of those moments of ingenuity.
Yeah, but like I
still
said,
don't have the electrical. The fountain I was digging. I got that all dug and lined and everything, but I don't have the electric. And I told Darlene, I said, if I can't get the electric to work, we're moving that. I'm going to fill that hole back in, and we'll put the fountain someplace else that's got a plug.
See if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
And make sure you use conduit.
On the other end of the house, there's no electrical. But I don't want to run 100-foot of extension cord to run the pump on the fountain. Yeah. That would
if you could bury it with conduit.
Yeah, you have to put it in conduit. It has to be. Even if you have underground wiring, there's that 14-2 wires you can get white colored, and that's for inside the house, in the wall. And if it's gray colored, that's to use outdoors. It's especially treated to be, water resistant and all that good stuff. Yeah. So you got to
keep us posted with that, and put that in your story.
What's that?
The fountain working, your water feature.
Oh no, for the vinegar, when you were talking about what's your handy tip, we had
with the shower head that I mentioned. Yeah.
Before we moved, the oven in Port Orchard, you know how you have that window in the door? Did you have that on your oven? Well,
sure, yeah.
So ours, Darlene had cooked something and had boiled over or whatever, and it had totally covered that with crud. So I Googled it, looked up on YouTube, and you take baking soda with white vinegar and pour it together, and it kind of foams, and then you can just take a rag and wipe the stuff off. It's great. Great. So we cleaned that up, and that was
I love those cheap ways of fixing things. Yeah.
She's passed away now. She passed from cancer, but Susan had a website. It was called Helpful Hints or something like that. And it was just nothing but those types of things, put vinegar with the baking soda and it'll clean stuff.
I love those so much.
And Darlene has said that vinegar, white vinegar, use it for lots of things besides just
I always wonder why they specify white, because there's other kinds of vinegar. Is there any real difference?
Apple cider vinegar, you can drink it. Okay.
Yeah.
But white vinegar, not so much, because it's pretty nasty.
Okay.
And then there's like that one lady that was on your show that time, probably a month and a half ago or so. I forget her name, Ova or something like that. Ona. She said that there's horticulture vinegar, which is 6 times stronger.
Yeah.
Remember that day?
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten any of that, but I've got a gravel path out here that runs, and the dogs hate it. It's pea gravel. It's not sharp, but I don't know. With dog feet, it must get between their toes or something. I don't know.
It's probably a little irritating.
They jump from stepping stone to stepping stone. That's what they use to transfer their body from point A to point B. They go.
Well, at least you have the stepping stone. Yeah.
But they'll walk barefoot in the dirt. They'll get over off the path into the flower border where not to do it. She's real big. She loves it on the shady side in the flower border. And so I said, get out of there. But she walked barefoot in that, no sweat. But on the gravel, not so much. I don't know if it gets too hot.
I think it probably gets in between their paws, the pads of their paws, and then they can't dislodge them.
I've never had the honor of walking barefoot in that stuff, so I don't think I'll ever know.
It probably would have been more expensive, but maybe they would prefer river rocks, which are also rounded, but they're much bigger.
The stuff that better than that. They make stuff out of recycled tires. It's just chopped up in little chunks. And I first heard about it to use on the playground for kids. So when they fall off the swing set or whatever, they don't land on the dirt. They land on that rubber stuff.
Oh, I've seen that. I don't know if dogs would like that though.
They get used to it. Because Chewy, at first, when I first put it in, I put these round pavers for stepping stones because I'm figuring I'll step that stuff into the mud eventually. So I put stepping stones, and that's what he would go on. And then after, oh gosh, not very long, maybe a couple of weeks, it didn't bother him. He would walk on that, no
That's
problem.
Cool. Okay.
But he also would walk in the arborvitae where I had for pollinators, and he got to the point that he'd just walk wherever he wanted to go. You know, there's no fence, so why should I stop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to go check on my cousin Julia before I head out. I'm going to the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 325 and also Juneteenth downtown. So hopefully I'll have, where is it? I'll have my little phone.
Yeah.
And then I connected to my little thing here.
Oh, yeah.
I clamp it there, and then that's the microphone.
With the wind guard on the mic. That's great.
Oh, yeah. And then this goes into
You know what
the
they
phone.
call those wind guards, don't you?
Well, they call them dead cats, and the small ones
that's what I was going to say.
Dead mouses, dead mice.
Well,
or whatever.
There's one that they call a dead wombat because it's so long.
Oh, the big one, yeah.
It's the NPR radio lady that interviewed me when I was getting the vaccine, the first shot, because I was the first one in the line. Whoop-de-doo. I was famous for a day. But it's got to be probably 10 inches or a foot long.
Yeah, I've seen those. But I get so frustrated when I watch people on YouTube with these videos and you hear the
Yeah. You know who does that a lot?
Windscreen, people.
We got to send one of those to Fraser Ramsey. You know who I'm talking about. Because Fraser will go do it. He does a lot of man on the street stuff.
He does these beautiful tours, though. But Scotland is a really windy place.
He really does informative stuff about Edinburgh. And so he'll go out there.
Yeah, Fraser needs one of these.
Yep. He's got the handhold thing, but he doesn't have the dead cat.
Yeah, definitely gotta get. Well, this
But we got to be careful because if we tell Fraser that we're going to send him a dead cat in the mail, he'll freak out because that might mean a different thing in Scotland. They might call him a Wilson.
This came as a kit, though. The company is Movo,
right?
So
it's got like a shotgun mic in the holder, just a long tube. Yeah.
Yeah, so it came as a kit, and then you can put it on. You can put it on your tripod,
right?
And also you can put it this way, like horizontal. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. What I really like, sometimes I look at my videos and they're crooked.
Yeah. So you got that bubble.
I got the, what do you call that thing with the bubble?
Level.
Yeah, I have a bubble level.
Yeah.
Which helps because I don't know why sometimes I'm looking at my videos and it's like, I wasn't standing like this. So why is my video crooked? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good handhold.
Yeah.
Kid. You should put up Amazon page to link that, and then you can make it 50 cents or whatever.
You're absolutely right, because Eileen Smith does that.
That's where I learned it from. She does all the time. She's got, this is the latest gadget. You can click here and get this. And
okay, I can't. Now she told me she did it. I haven't seen it. So is it on your Amazon account or on your web page? Where do you put this list?
You create the product and the link thereof on Amazon. Okay. And they'll give you a code that you embed onto your website. And if you click on that code, it goes bazinga straight to Amazon. So you don't have to worry about having a secure server for the transaction and all that.
I'm going to do that because I have a lot of gear.
Okay. Write that down.
I have a lot of gear.
Sure.
So I'm going to do that.
That pedal desk would work.
Actually, that's right. Because that's why I'm sure you see my picture, moving, because I am on my bike right now, my stationary bike. It's called Flexi Spot.
I think this is the first time I can remember you forgot to turn the TV off behind you.
I noticed that.
Look over your shoulder. I just noticed.
I can see it.
Yeah. Is that like a screensaver or infomercial? What?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
But that's okay because
Yeah.
I've forgotten before.
Okay.
It's all good. The cool thing is that I am on what's it called? The Ethernet cable. I'm using my Ethernet cable, so
Yeah.
it's not affecting my internet connection, because
Yeah, you have a
otherwise
faster connection. There's,
yeah.
the people that preach wireless and say wireless is so good, oh, you don't have any cables messing around,
Mhm.
there's always latency in wireless. You always have signal loss. I don't care who you are. If you're in a lab 6 inches from the transmitter to the receiver, you have latency. It's just, that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I like to plug in because, well, they say it's better, and I know it's better. So yeah, so I have this long, what do you call it? Ethernet cable, and I
right.
don't know if I can pick this up to show you. Probably
I
not.
know,
Let me
I
see.
know what a Cat 5 looks like.
But I have a new. I can't pick it up. I can't pick it up. I actually have. It's called a
Switch?
I don't know what it's called. It's a because Macintosh computers only have two
Plugs. Holes.
plug things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a device that you can plug your hard drives into. So
Yeah.
that's how I was going to show you. I
Oh, a
forget what it's.
USB hub.
That's it, a hub.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a new one because I have
Right.
a new laptop. Yeah.
Now,
So I have a
did you
new
get,
hub.
is your USB 3 or USB 2?
I think it's 3.
Good. I hope so. Because
Yeah.
your new Mac is probably 3. So you want to use a
Yeah.
3
I think
hub.
they call it Thunderbolt, which is compatible with 3.
Yeah, that's a marketing word. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 2 hard drives connected to it. I have the Ethernet cable, and then I chose this particular hub because it also allows me to slip in my cards from my DSLR camera, my Nikon, so
Right.
that I can upload my photos. And also, when I do my 360, I need to learn how to use my 360-degree
You have
camera.
one of these?
What's that? Oh yeah, I have that. It's a different name, but I have that for my cards. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just open it
Mine is
and you open
now.
it up and
Yeah, it's
then
just like that.
you can put, this will hold 12. I've only got 3 because when
Yeah,
your
I got
cards
that.
are like pretty good size cards, 256
Mm-hmm.
meg, you don't need
Mm-hmm.
to have 12. If you get
Yeah,
12 256 meg cards, you're not downloading pictures often enough.
let's see. I don't like to go above. What's the number? 60?
64.
64. Yeah, I don't like to go above 64. Most are
It's going to be a
32.
multiple of 16, whatever you have.
Yeah, I think I think the best ones for me are 60. The only thing that they say, if they're too big and then they fail, you've lost a whole lot of pictures.
Mm-hmm. Or you
So
back them up. I'm a big
yeah,
fan of doing backups. I think it's
that's why I
cost
have two. Actually, I want to
$30
eventually.
a year for an extra 100 megs or 100 gigs at Google. It's
Mhm.
dirt cheap, a lot cheaper than buying a drive and having it fail. Just put it in the cloud.
I got you, but I
You can
do
even
have
sync your
2.
camera to Google so that when you take a picture, it'll automatically upload that picture to the cloud.
I'll look into that because right now I'm putting everything on my hard drives, but I eventually want to get new drives because I have still the spinning old-fashioned hard drive. So I want to get the
yeah,
I want to get the super duper.
the solid state.
Yeah, I want to get one.
My
2
new
of those.
tower's got a solid state drive, and oh boy, howdy!
I know you like it.
It's quick.
Yeah, I'm going to get some of those.
I was
Anyway,
old school for the longest time. I said, "Oh, I don't need to get one of those. I don't need to get one of those." And then
they're great. I've been using mine for years.
this one I got solid state drive, and I'm just going, why did I wait so long?
Yeah, mine are. I have a Toshiba and a WD Elements.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I'm going to replace both of them.
WD, that's
with
Western
SSD.
Digital, or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Western Digital.
Yeah, that's
They're
what
both
I always
really
get.
good.
Western. The WD, I think it's 5-year warranty on them. So, there you go.
I better replace them soon. I've had them for several years.
Oh, more than 5, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 5.
It's time to renew them.
Yeah. Thank you, because I need to just go ahead and get the SSD because they're affordable.
That's another reason to have that Amazon sale. Here's the Pat Shop, and buy all this stuff that's going to help me get my new solid state drive. You don't want me using the analog equipment, do you? And there you go.
Yeah, analog. I mean,
well, that word will baffle them enough. You'll fool them.
I said, what's that?
I mean, every hard drive ever made is digital, but with check.
Do you have digital clocks in your house? Because
yes,
you do. I still have analog. My clock there is analog. My other clock behind me is analog. All my clocks are. Oh wait, there you go. They said some kids.
That's on my desk.
Can't read those.
Yeah, the kids nowadays aren't learning them. I'm going to teach my granddaughters how to do it.
You gotta be able to tell what time it is.
Yeah.
When we were little and we didn't have watches, we got so good at knowing what time it was by the position of the sun. We were good within like 10, 20 minutes.
Oh, we always used this. We didn't use the sun. We used the street lights. Well, the street lights came on, it's time to go home.
Now I'm talking about when it's noon, like 11:30 and 1. And we were really good at telling what time it was when we were little. Of course, when the street lights came on, you ran home.
That's curfew, time to quit.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I'd be in my younger days, and I'd split my own firewood and haul it and stack it. I'd be out there working in the yard, and when the motion light went off on the side of the shop, then that was quit time.
Time going. There you go.
Yeah. Put the wheelbarrow away. You're done for the day.
Cool. I gotta go, guy. I'm gonna check on my cousin and then go on with my day. I hope you have a beautiful weekend.
Well, it's the plan. It's supposed to be clear and sunny and in the 90s and yummy.
Cool. Well, you have air conditioning, I hope, in your new house.
Yeah. Oh, no. One thing before you go. The Postal Service has a thing you can sign up for free called Informed Delivery. I've been telling people about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know about it. Okay.
Here's the thing, though, Guy. Did you get the notice? So Informed Delivery was a standalone app. I got the notice that they were going to abandon it. So I went ahead and deleted it. And so now it's part of the US Mobile app. Do you see that? US Mobile? There it is. So when you open your USPS mobile app, you will see Informed Delivery inside. But the standalone Informed Delivery.
I always have done it off the desktop, so I don't know about any mobile stuff.
Oh, okay. And in case people are wondering what we're talking about, this is where you can open your app and know what letters you're getting and also what packages you're getting, which is really important for those who are expecting packages. You can also, if you get there soon enough, you can tell them, you can leave a message to the postman to put it under, a piece of furniture on your front porch or at the side door, or actually with a neighbor. You can do that.
Yep.
So yeah. So
okay. We're gonna
keep guys. See you soon.
Adios.
Okay. Bye-bye. Awesome. And that is it for today's show. Share this out so that more people can find out what's happening today in Durham. And if you're wondering why I didn't mention tomorrow, I didn't have any events listed for tomorrow. So if I missed your event and it's happening tomorrow, let me know and I'll add it to the show notes, or the comments rather. And just be sure that you keep me apprised of what's happening in your corner of the world, especially in Durham, so that I can add it to the Durham Skywriter. With that, have a beautiful day. I will see you Monday at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.